What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? 10 subscribers. Oh my goodness. Did I ever see this day coming? No. Drop the air horn. 10 subscribers in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We doing this. I got the aviators on. I'm blind as a bat. Doesn't matter. We're doing something special today. 10 subscribers. Actually, last I checked, unless the sub count is not accurate, which most of the time it's not. It is 11 currently subscribers. What? Did I double? Perhaps triple my sub count? I have tens of subscribers? Hello. That's like one step closer to me almost not quitting my day job. Insane. Y'all are crazy for that. I love every single one of you. Shout out to you if you're here from the guest who support us on her Instagram. If you're here from the posters that I put out. If you're here from a friend. If you're here from the beginning and you're an OG, then y'all know I've been growing on this channel. And today we're going to party hard. Party hard. Or maybe we'll hardly party. What's up? No, I'm just kidding. Today we're doing something special. 10 subscribers. I think I got to party a little bit. I'm going to give you my top 10 movies in order from 1 to number 11. 11 is just a little bonus for the bonus subscriber, assuming that count is correct. If not, and I'm missing a couple people, I'm sorry about it. There's not a thing in this world I can do about it personally. But y'all can keep subscribing. Get me to 20 subscribers. You know what I mean? Get me there. I mean, let's just face the facts. I'm not going to get there on my own. All right? We're just going to have to do it on our own, you guys. And that is the facts. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. You're still going to get all your normal content today. Is this a 10 sub special? My boy Chester still gonna come through tomorrow. He gonna do Throwback Thursday. And little spoiler, he may have told me that it's gonna be a love story. It's gonna be a fairy tale that he's talking about. Alright? And then this weekend you're gonna get more reviews, and next weekend, and the weekend after, and every single day. Wah, wah, wah. What up? 10 subs. I'm so psyched about it. I can barely believe myself. And dig this. So we're doing the 10 sub special today. I'm going to talk about my top 10 movies of all time. I'm going to put the mic back on its stand. It's just a little bit of ASMR for you guys. Dig it or not, it's happening. Alright? So, we're doing the subs today. We're doing top 10 subs. And I'm going to talk about all 10 of my top movies. Now, this list is a continuous list, which means I'm always working on it, just a little bit. But and then on my YouTube posts, I'm gonna post all the posters in order. And then I did a fun thing where I pulled up the box office, the cast, the Rotten Tomatoes, and a fun fact from each of the films. Took me a minute to compile all this stuff for each and every one of these movies, but it's worth it to me. You guys, you got me to 10 subscribers. You heard? I mean, that's kind of gangster. So I had to do something a little bit special for all y'all. I love each and every one of you. I hope I've been seeing Project Hail Mary is going absolutely bananas, off the chart. I'm gonna keep quality content coming for you in the coming weeks. But getting right into it for the rest of the video, we're gonna talk about my top 10 movies of all time. You guys have earned it. Everyone that subscribed, continue to like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments of what you think of my rankings. To be honest with you, let me be honest with you. Can I? Let's just let's have a little heart to heart, you guys. I'm gonna put the shades back on. Let's have a heart to heart, you guys. Uh, it's been tough. It's been tough. I went about 13 days without posting on this channel. And I love movies. Y'all know I love movies. Everybody who watches this channel knows I love movies, but it was challenging to push because I felt like nothing was happening. Low viewership, retention, duration was down. YouTube was telling me, "What is your problem?" And then I said, "Watch, I'm gonna come back in full form." And y'all came through. It has a lot to do with the guest. Let's be honest. Okay? I know what's your. Alright? But for reals, y'all deserve this. So I'm gonna talk about it. And we're gonna get real movie enthusiasts on this. Alright? I'm gonna pull out my heart and slap it on the keyboard. Just like that. Boom! These are my top 10, you guys. Thank you for subscribing. 10 sub special. Here we go. Number 1. Coming in at numeral uno on the dock today. Let me pull up El Poster for you guys. Alright, number 1 is, look at that, The Terminal. Y'all see it? Maybe not. I'm old school. Also, if I, whatever. But The Terminal, directed by Steven Spielberg. This is the first film I remember making me fall in love with Tom Hanks, not only as an actor, but with film as a medium. I know I've said that in a lot of different ways, but this is one of the first movies I remember just loving for the purity of it. The truth about this movie is it's got low ratings, 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, made 219 million at the box office. Not great reception overall, but I think most people appreciated what they were doing there. Both Spielberg, Tom Hanks, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Stanley Tucci were doing with this movie. This is a real fun fact. This is inspired by a real man who lived in an airport for years. Spielberg built a full terminal instead of just using a real one. So shout out to Spielberg on that for making the set and making us believe in this story. This is my favorite movie of all time. No competition. Every time I watch it, it melts my heart. It's so beautifully done. The acting is amazing. Some of the cinematography is really cool. Obviously, the production design, the writing, everything is just solid. All the character work is awe-inspiring, and there are moments where you can really feel the heart and soul of this story coming through. So the even more just quiet moments in the movie. And then that will bring me to film number 2 on the thing. Let me pull up El Poster on my telefono. Alright, we got The Dark Knight. Y'all see it? The Dark Knight. Christian Bale, directed by Christopher Nolan, coming back for his second film in the Dark Knight trilogy. The cast was Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, Aaron Eckhart, along with Gary Oldman, and so many, many more that I could go through all of them, but I won't. This one made a huge splash for superhero films at that time in the early 2000s. Um, it was a major splash for superhero films. 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, critically considered one of the best superhero films of all time, having won multiple Oscars for Best Supporting in Heath Ledger, who did not get to receive that award because he passed away tragically, but we will always remember him in our hearts, along with making 1.006 billion at the box office. This is a really, really fun movie. Like I said, shot for IMAX as Nolan always does. Obviously, we have both him and Spielberg are dropping two bangers this year in Disclosure Day and, of course, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. So I'm looking forward to both of those. Here's a fun fact about this movie: Heath Ledger improvised the Joker's slow clapping scene in the jail. The iconic and totally unplanned scene made both Gary Oldman and the others in the scene just absolutely freeze up. Also, the scene when he walked in to the party at Wayne Manor, and when Michael Caine froze up and couldn't say anything. He was supposed to have a line there, but that was the first time that Caine had ever seen Ledger in full costume and makeup, and was just absolutely, truly, purely terrified. A lot of people saw him for the first time in that scene, and you can just tell that they were terrified of his portrayal of the character, but not only that, just the absolute, like, definite dedication he had to the film. Coming in at number 3 on my list would be Inglorious Bastards. Let me get it pulled up. I'm gonna pull it up. Look at that. Boom. Check that out. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Shout out to the artist on that one. This was a Quentin Tarantino film. This is one of my favorite ones. I could rewatch this one all the time. I mean, it's long, yes. Don't get me wrong, and it's based off of another film, a foreign film that it's actually based on. But Quentin Tarantino, along with Brad Pitt, Christoph Waltz, Michael Fassbender, along with, uh, what is his name? I can't remember his name now. Anyway, there's so many good moments and just amazing characters throughout this film, and little pop up cameos from both Mike Myers and so many different people, along with all the foreign cast, and the fact that they use different dialects and country versus like city, like French and German, was very, very cool. Obviously, this one made 321 million at the box office, 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. Is considered one of the best. And Christoph Waltz won an Oscar, and Tarantino almost canceled the film because he couldn't find the right actor for that role. So, shout out to Christoph Waltz for making this movie exactly what it became and winning an Oscar for his role as Hans Landa in this movie. Again, this is just such a fun movie. A lot of it is just a good, fun ride throughout the film, set in World War II, and just bringing a lot of good moments to that type of spaghetti western war film that Tarantino became known for at the time. Of course, he's also releasing with what is his name? David Fincher this year, right? I think so. Cliff Booth, The Adventures of Cliff Booth. Quentin Tarantino wrote on that one. It's coming out on Netflix this year with David Fincher. I'm looking forward to that one. Those are my top 3, and they're all releasing a movie this year. which moves us into number 4, which is Goodfellas, directed by Martin Scorsese. The cast includes Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, um, along with so many other Rat Pack type actors of that era. This is one of the best movies as far as like gangland style mafioso, along with like The Godfather, and Gangs of New York type movies, which is Gangs of New York is yet another uh, Martin Scorsese film. This movie did extremely well at the box office during that time. It got 47 million and 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. The famous funny how scene was largely improvised by Pesci based on real life moment, and just the fact that they totally had this movie just honed in. It's a mixture of just kind of watching how real crime moves and operates inside that time period of the mafia before the infection of drugs and stuff kind of ruined what would become the overturn of crime family organized to disorganized and kind of chaotic. You can kind of watch Ray Liotta live through that time period, and it's just an amazingly shot film, extremely tense, and another one that you may not watch as much, but it's one of those comfort type films that you can watch on occasion. And oh, let me pull up the poster. I almost forgot. You guys gotta remind me. There's a poster. Boom. You've probably seen that somewhere. It used to be on Netflix for a long time, and then recently they took it off, so you have to buy it. I think for the most part, I haven't seen it anywhere else. Um, but that's a fun one, which moves us into the second half almost. Dune Part 1. Now, I've talked about this movie at length in my Dune double feature uh, video, which you can watch on my channel, and that you can watch that right here. Uh, but that one, Dune Part 1 is my favorite so far. Of course, I'm expecting that Dune Part 3 will just blow both of the other parts out of the water, as it's an epic conclusion, as it calls itself. Directed by Denis Villeneuve, has Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, um, and so many more. Those are just a couple, to mention a couple, but there are so many amazing. This is like an all-star cast of just huge cast of people. So it had to be number 5 for me. This is one of those ones that I watched late. I didn't get to see this one in theaters. It wasn't necessarily my taste at the time. I kind of missed it in theaters in 2021. But I did go back and watch it just recently in preparation for part 3, and it made 402 million at the box office. Obviously, it won several Oscars that again I talked about in that Dune double feature video. 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good. Critically and both audience wise, it was received for both its visuals, the music, and some of this concept shots. Obviously, best in IMAX. So that's always a really fun watch. And it's my favorite sci fi space opera epic. Like I talked about in that other video, I never really got into Star Wars, and this one has to be uh, one of my favorites. To be clear, I'm wearing a Guardians of the Galaxy t-shirt, so if you're confused, you're like, what is he wearing then? This is Guardians of the Galaxy, not Star Wars or Dune. So don't want to confuse any real nerds out there. A fun fact about this film, Dune Part 1, the sandworms were designed using real world physics simulations to make their movement feel believable and real. There are moments where they actually feel like they might have been real, like puppet creatures, and so just knowing that about the movie, I didn't know that personally, but it makes a lot of sense. So, moving forward, This might be a longer video, just to warn you. But The Sandlot, directed by David Mikey Evans. The cast include Tom Geary, Mike Vitar, James Earl Jones, in his prime that time. This one was just a real heart warmer. Again, this one is like The Terminal for me, where it's something I watched when I was really young, and it made a huge impression on me. It's something I can watch all the time, and it had to go on the list. It's not necessarily an artistic and or like, you know, nerdy pick. It has to be on there for me, along with like Terminal. It's an emotional grab, if I'm being quite honest with you. This one made 34 million at the box office. Not bad for that time period. Pretty great. 65% on Rotten Tomatoes. Again, for this type of film, it's pretty good actually. If you made Sandlot again today, it would probably get way lower on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's really something to talk about there. The next one I wanted to talk about. Oh, and there's a fun fact. I don't know if I've put up either of the two posters for the last two films, but I'll post those online so you guys won't miss out on any of those. Um, because I hand selected them, and that's why it's important. But the fun fact about Sandlot that I didn't know was the beast dog was actually a mix of animatronics and a real mastiff named Hercules. So the moment when it's like, it does the whole Jaws thing, that's a animatronic, and then the moments where uh, it's chasing the boys down the street, that's a real life dog, and I actually kind of knew that. So, but that moves us into number 7, which is Ocean's 11. This is the Steven Soderbergh one, with George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, uh, along with so many, many others that you could go through, just naming all the different people. I mean, Casey Affleck is in there, along with Bernie Mac. I mean, you could go through and just name everybody in there, and you would never run out of names to drop that would be at the best at their time or becoming something of a legend moving into the future. So, this one made 450 million at the world box office, with an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. This one is my favorite heist movie of all time. Probably the best one that I've ever seen. Just choreographed extremely well. Obviously, the writing, the comedy, the acting choices throughout both Pitt, Damon, and of course Clooney are like the original big three of that era. And so this one for me was just an instant grab, where I had to. Again, I watched this at a very young age, and it influenced a lot of the way that I became kind of who I am today with movie reviews. The fun fact about this movie is that Brad Pitt is constantly eating in scenes because he said his character was always on the move and never had time to sit. So, and he would actually eat, not just act eat, where you eat a little bit and then you throw it away like once the camera cuts. He would actually eat. So shout out to Brad Pitt for making that commitment to constantly do that. This movie was just an amazing, amazing movie. The next two were okay, but this one was probably my favorite of the series. So, um, that moves us into number 8. We have 3 more, you guys. Number 8 is John Wick Chapter 2. And I know you're like, what? Why that one specifically? And I'll tell you why. It's my favorite because Chad Stahelski um, does his best work in this one, I feel like, with Keanu Reeves. And just some of the shots in this movie, like the moving, like corridor gunfight scenes, are amazing. The stakes, I feel like, are the best in this movie. A lot of the camera work around the production and just the design of the sets is amazing. Cast includes, like I said, Keanu Reeves, Common, and Lawrence Fishburne. This one got 174 million at the box office with an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. And a fun fact about this movie is that the museum fight scene took about 2 months or months to choreograph and was designed to feel like a silent film sequence. So, very, very cool. Just the whole thing. And obviously, I love John Wick as a franchise. And I will have to do a video on those movies at some point in the future, but just not right this instant. Um, Moving on, I really want to get this in under 30 minutes. So, moving on is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty from 2013, directed by Ben Stiller, um, with the cast of Ben Stiller, Kristen Wiig, Sean Penn. 188 million at the box office. This one wasn't as well received, but they did film this one on site. Many of the wild landscapes, like Iceland, were filmed on location, no CGI trickery. Only 52% on Rotten Tomatoes, although it did receive several article awards for filming on site and just being really heartwarming. This is another one for me that is more just about the cinematography and the storytelling than it is anything else. I love the way Ben Stiller plays in this movie, along with Kristen Wiig. I think they were really good on-screen couple, and their story is kind of fun to watch. And obviously, the laughs are there, and they're not overshadowing like the main story or the character development that we get from Stiller throughout the film. Um, so that one had to be number 9 if you're keeping along. And then number 10, we have one more. Uh, this one, this one was a tough one because I had to really think about what would be number 10. But number 10 comes in with Tombstone, the Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott film, directed by George P. Cosmatos. Cosmatos, if I'm saying that wrong, excuse me. This is another western that I feel like I can watch again and again and again, and it's just amazing. Val Kilmer just destroys as Doc Holliday, of course. Everybody, there's every quote in the world from that movie is from him, along with Kurt Russell and Sam Elliott, just kind of balancing that time. Um, but it's just an amazing, amazing job. 73 million at the box office, which is pretty good for that time period. A 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is impressive. A fun fact about this film is that Kurt Russell reportedly ghost directed parts of the film uncredited, so there are moments where it was kind of George and Kurt working hand in hand, and that there were moments that it was George, moments it was Kurt, and it kind of switched back and forth. And then finally, this is the last one, number 11. Shout out to all 11 of my subscribers. If I'm missing anybody, obviously my sub count has been a little bit weird. It doesn't update that often. So I really hope you enjoy this 10 subscriber special. And let me just lower the shades, my brothers and sisters. Let me just speak to you. Let me just speak. And let me just tell you how much it means to me that you watch these videos, you subscribe, you listen to me rant and fanboy about movies. And let me just tell you, if you don't like it, it ain't gonna get no better. So go listen to somebody else. Okay? Alright. Well, now that we got that out of the way, I feel like I can. The shades are just a different person entirely, I'll be honest. Uh, we have number 11 is, rounding out the odd number list, is Spider-Man from 2002, directed by Sam Raimi, featuring Tobey Maguire, Kristen Dunst, Willem Dafoe. This is the first superhero film I ever remember watching. So again, this is a nostalgia poll for me. About half of this list is nostalgia. The other half is just films that I actually love for a specific reason. But this one for me was just an amazing, amazing movie. I watched it a lot as a younger boy into my older years. and it still holds up to this day. Obviously, a lot of people discuss whether or not he's the best Spider-Man, and I think he is personally. Controversies or not, but box office it did 825 mil, with a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Um, so it's just one of the best in the in my opinion. I can't wait to see them come back and Doomsday and Secret Wars, and I know it'll be heartbreaking to watch them, kiss goodbye to their roles, but I feel like they deserve that right into the sunset. So thank you, Marvel, for bringing back my Spider-Man. A fun fact: the famous upside down kiss scene became one of the most iconic moments in superhero film history, and was super uncomfortable to film, for both the stunt actor and Kristen Dunst. And of course, the whole rain scene. We could get into the nitty gritty of that, but it's one of the most uncomfortable scenes ever. So, but I leave you with this. Thank you so much for 10 subscribers. I love each and every one of you guys. I'll sign off this way, and I'll say this. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this with one of your friends, families, or a person that you just really, know they like movies and they want to hear somebody rant about it. Old school style. I'm going to keep doing this until the cows come home and Steven Spielberg is long gone. So you're going to see me for a long, long, long time. All right? And other than that, there's only one thing to say. I guess I'll just have to see all of you at the movies.